What is up, jabronis? It is Enigma Hood. And, as most of you know already, Microsoft has announced the Xbox One, which is a very unusual name. We all thought it was going to be called the Xbox Infinite, or Xbox Infinity, but they decided to regress and call it Xbox One as opposed to Xbox Infinity, which is kind of ironic because originally in the Xbox 360, when they were going to release that, they didn't want to call it Xbox 2 because it sounded inferior to PlayStation 3. Like the consumer might think, oh, 2 is less than 3, therefore this is inferior to the PlayStation 3. But instead, now the new console is coming out and they said, you know what? Actually, we're going to regress even further than that and just call it the Xbox One to sound completely inferior. Now, I have plenty to rant about the new Xbox. Before I get into that, I just want to say this before I forget. I did a little bit of a chat with this guy named VConnect, and we talked about Resident Evil on his channel. He made a video about it. Not much video there, but it's a good listen. It has good audio, and we talk about the new Resident Evil game and the Resident Evil franchise as a whole. So check it out if you're interested. I'm going to put a link in the description. Now on to the new Xbox. Wow, this thing looks like a piece of fucking shit. It looks like a VCR. When I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? What the fuck is this stupid looking thing? It looks like a box. It looks like a fucking rectangular prism. Why is it a rectangular prism? Has no appealing aesthetics at all. It just looks like a piece of shit from the 90s VCR. From the 90s. I'm like, okay, and that was bad enough. Okay, the box itself, like, I could cover it with, like, a cloth or something, maybe. Protect it from dust, and I don't have to look at it. No, that's not enough. I saw the controller, I was like, what the fuck is this thing? They ruined the controller. It looks so much worse. It actually looks like an Xbox One controller. The 360 controller was a huge improvement over the Xbox S-type controller, which was better than the fatty, the Duke. The Duke Nukem. No, the Duke. And, but this one has regressed as well. I was like, wait a minute, why did they move the home button to on top of the controller and added that extra plastic there? What was the point of that? Why did they change the contours near the bottom? It looks dumber now. I mean, I have an Xbox 360 controller, but I don't even have an Xbox 360 because you can use it on your PC. It's such a good controller. I use it for playing Bastion. I'm playing it right now, and it's awesome. It feels so comfortable. This thing, I mean, maybe it feels better. It definitely has a better D-pad. Apparently Nintendo's D-pad patent has expired, which I still don't understand because the Dreamcast has the cross. I don't understand how they were able to get away with the cross, but good news is that the new Xbox is going to have just a regular cross and no more stupid piece of shit D-pads anymore. But that's the only thing that's good about it. It supposedly has an integrated battery compartment. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Does it mean it has an internal rechargeable battery like it should? Or does it just mean that it's going to have a place where you can put in AA's again? I mean, what the fuck? I still don't know. I don't understand that. And it's not offering any major advantages over the original 360 controller. Like, it doesn't have an accelerometer, it doesn't have a gyroscope, it doesn't have a touchpad, it doesn't have a touchscreen, it doesn't have a microphone, and it doesn't have speakers, as far as I know. I mean, unless they are withholding information, or maybe something new came out, maybe you guys know more than I do, let me know in the comments section, but as far as I know, it's exactly the same, except it looks like shit. Like, what the fuck is this? And then you have the 360, not the 360, the Xbox One itself. I mean, I didn't hear anything about games, actually. Like, they were like, yeah, well, it kind of plays games, but it has entertainment. It's the ultimate entertainment system. It's your go-to system for all your entertainment needs. It can do TV. It can do TV now. TV. I haven't watched TV in years. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Like, on and off, I'll occasionally watch something on TV. Most of the time, it's just the news. Something like that. Because I can't sit through a whole fucking TV show. In my opinion, TV is fucking obsolete. It's been obsolete ever since I discovered this new thing called the internet. What the fuck do you need TV for when you have the internet? There is nothing on TV, by the way, that you can't get on the internet. I mean, the TV originated, I should say, as a concept of transmitting audio and video information to people, because that was the only way to do it back in those days. They had no other way of transmitting audio, or I should say disseminating audio and video information to people in their homes. So it was a really innovative and cool thing. It was basically video radio back in those days. But wait a minute, we have this better thing called the internet, which can do all that and more. It's so much better. And now not only that, now it's fast. Before in the 90s, yeah, it was slow. In the 2000s, it was still emerging. Now it's fast. And not only that, it's going to become wireless. It's already wireless. We have 4G. It just needs to be integrated everywhere. But the next generation, it's only going to become faster from here. And it's going to become a whole worldwide wireless network with no dead spots. That is the future of the internet. It's just going to become bigger and bigger. And what was Microsoft doing? They're regressing so they can, bring TV in. Yeah, we want to regress back into the past and bring back VHS. That's why your thing looks like a fucking VCR. What a piece of shit. I hate TV because it's nothing but consumption. You can't produce anything, right? With the internet, we have YouTube. The everyday person can now produce something for everyone to consume, and if they want to produce something, they can produce something too. With TV, it's nothing but consumption. You just have to, you sit there like a fucking idiot, and you just absorb whatever they're giving you. And they decide what they want to give you. And they are the platform for what ideas and information get disseminated. They get to choose that, not you. With the internet, it gives the normal, everyday person a voice. I'll say this a million times. Freedom of speech is useless unless you are heard. You can scream at a brick wall all day, but it's fucking useless unless someone hears what you have to say. And that's why I hate TV. And not only that, there's no comments. You can't rate the shows. There's no feedback. And you have to sit through stupid-ass commercials. And you have to wait for the allotted time slot from when the show is actually going to finally appear. I've watched lots of TV shows, Walking Dead, Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles. I can watch any of those episodes whenever I feel like, on demand. You can do that with a computer and the internet. You can't do that with TV. So I don't have positive things to say about TV. I don't give a fuck about TV. Maybe you guys enjoy it, maybe you don't. I don't know. I live with people that watch TV. We have TV. We have digital cable. I just don't use it. Oh man, I'm sweating a lot. Please excuse it. Please excuse my sweaty sweats because it is quite hot today and I just came back from a jog. But anyway, what else do I want to say about this piece of shit? The games, all I saw was just one game, Call of Duty Ghosts. I never gave a fuck about Call of Duty. It's not even like all these Call of Duty bashers out there who really do play Call of Duty, but it's cool to bash it. No. I literally have never played it, and I have zero interest in playing it. I'm just not into that kind of shooter. I'm into fictional, like Blood, those kinds of shooters, sci-fi shooters, zombies, stuff like that. That's cool. I'm not interested in this military shit. And then I saw the video, maybe I could be pleased by the aesthetics. It looks like a current generation game. It just looks like a slightly better current generation game. I was like, what the fuck is this? Now you might be saying, Enigma is a launch title, you gotta give it some slack. No. Remember Super NES? Remember Sega Genesis? Did you see how much of an improvement Super Mario World was over Super Mario Bros. 3? Huge improvement in graphical fidelity. Look at the stuff on the Sega Genesis. Altered Beast, I think Strider was a launch title. Or if it wasn't, then it came shortly afterwards. And it looked amazing, from NES days to fucking Altered Beast and Strider, holy fucking shit. It just looks like a slightly better, piece of shit Call of Duty game that we've seen a million times on the 360. Who gives a fuck? That's the only thing I saw. And then I think the makers of Alan Wake, who by the way made Max Payne, they're working on a new game, but I didn't see any screenshots or video for it. So, I was completely underwhelmed with this. And they didn't tell us anything about whether or not it's really going to be backwards compatible or if it's going to be online all the time. They didn't say jack shit about that. Of course not. They're not going to say anything about that. But we know that it's not going to be backwards compatible, and it is going to be always online. They didn't want to clear that up because they know that everyone is very inimical to those ideas. Okay, but what they did want to tell us about was the new Kinect. The new Kinect, which can read all of your movements with great precision. But didn't they say that about the original Kinect? I mean, that's exactly what they said about the original Kinect, that it would be able to... this is something that Sci-Fi hasn't even covered yet. It can detect your moves. It can detect your moves and do things, and it can has wireframes and stuff like that. They said the same exact thing about the Kinect 1, and we got fucking Sonic Free Riders and fucking... Steel Battalion, the piece of shit version. I mean, what the fuck? It sucked so bad. I was actually a defender of Kinect originally. And in those days, it was called the Total. I was like, oh no, it's going to be cool. Then it comes out, and then it's like, okay. And I was like, no, you got to give it some, like, time. No, there's no more time to give it. It was a piece of fucking shit. And the problem with this presentation, you might say, well, the new Kinect is more advanced, but they didn't actually demonstrate it. They didn't actually demonstrate any games and it actually being implemented in a way that it was supposed to work in the first place. Anyway, I mean, maybe it'll have better integration and plays better with Kinect now that it's being, now that it's improved and it's being included in the system from the start. We'll see. I really am turned off to this console, guys. I'm not impressed at all. At all. And I wanted to be. I really did. I wanted this thing to be cool and awesome and just to blow me away. Even if it was always online, as long as it kind of made sense and had advantages to being always online and had things that blew me away in features, then I could have at least been a little bit more receptive to it. But no, I was really fucking disappointed. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. About the Xbox One, and ironically the real Xbox One is far more impressive because it has games like Panzer Dragoon Orta and Otogi, which are excellent games. Once again, check out that other video on VConnect. I'll put it in the description. I'll also put it up as an annotation. This is Enigma Hood signing off.